We're back for round 3, literally round 3, because it's Tough Enough MMA time. This is the Southern Nevada Sports Show on VegasAllNetRadio.com. My name is Bill Miller, co-host. We'll be joined back shortly by Jeff Belknap, but it's time for Tough Enough MMA. Sorry about that. And with us, we've got Jeff Meyer of Tough Enough. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
And also the current light heavyweight champ, Brandon Schneider. Brandon, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right, excellent, man. Thank you so much for joining us. And as you can see, Brian has brought the hardware.
Brandon.
God almighty, I had Brian.
You just had Brian.
Yeah, just left him. Sorry, Brandon. Again, timing is everything because there's an event coming up at the Cox Center, Cox Pavilion, the 15th. And Jeff, as always, is a friend of of Southern Nevada sports, and Southern Nevada football and the Vegas Lions. We always like to try and get you on board to talk about what the next event, and of course, this is the next event. So,
thanks for
first of all,
having me.
kind of bring us up to speed, man. I mean, it's been a while since you've been on the show. Rona was on, I think that was months ago, though. But.
Yeah, I mean, thanks very much for having me and for asking. What's going on is the reason that Rona was here a couple months ago is because we've slowed down. We're not doing an event every month anymore. The last event was a couple months ago, so that's why we're here again, and that's why we're bothering you. So, no, thanks for having us.
We just wanted to make sure that we didn't miss anything.
No, we're actually just real excited about this Friday. Obviously, Brandon's a top up-and-coming kid. I'd expect to see him in the UFC someday, and so I think that this Friday you're going to see some real fireworks in the cage, especially at the main event for his fight.
Fantastic. I think everybody, speaking of a fan, we always like to see the heavier guys. And, Brandon, thank you very much again, because I know you're probably in the middle of training. You got a lot on your plate right now. But we appreciate, and we especially appreciate you bringing the belt, man.
I appreciate you giving me the time to come in here and have a talk with me.
And again, congratulations on being a champ.
Thank you.
Who's your opponent this Friday? Is it Friday?
Yes,
it is Friday.
It's Lee Cordova.
Okay.
So
what do you know about him?
Not much. I know he's a brawler. So
and let me ask you. I mean, what do you consider yourself your forte? What is your?
I'm all around kind of guy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty decent stand up.
So whatever they bring in.
Yeah, whatever they bring in, I'm pretty well rounded.
Yeah. All right, man. Yeah, well, I like the way you're thinking. Yeah.
So,
well, you're certainly not going to say, "Well, gee, I hope he doesn't come in and do blah 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 blah."
Right.
I'm in trouble. that wouldn't be. It would be a great scoop.
Yeah.
Here, but it certainly wouldn't behoove you to do that.
Right.
Let me ask you, how long have you been doing this, man?
I've been doing it about 6 years.
6 years. Wow. How old are you?
I'm 31.
31. Okay. So, and that was this like a midlife crisis? I mean,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
it was.
Because I'm thinking of what I was doing when I was 31 years old. That's not it.
Right.
I was doing a lot of things, but that's not it. So what went on? What was decided that this is something that you wanted to pursue?
Well, I ran into a lot of trouble, and I was involved in drugs and alcohol and stuff, and I got clean, and I wanted to change my life around.
Well,
and
congratulations on that.
Thank you. And I want to change my life around, and I have a son, 7-year-old named Bryson. So I just want to show him the right way, and to do this and just be a proud member of Pahrump. So.
Well, being a dad, and I've got 2 sons and now 3 granddaughters. Yeah, it does get you to grow up in a hurry.
Yes, it does.
Those little people will do that, along with a mom who, is kind of laying down the law. But, and again, man, we all have a past.
Yes,
that's what we do with the future. And it sounds like yours is really up and coming.
Yeah, I'm a single dad doing it with my family's support and just trying to do the best I can. So.
Yeah. And you're fighting out of Pahrump?
Out of Pahrump, Nevada.
All right.
Been there 23 years. I'm proud of it.
All right, man. I've never been to Pahrump. I've lived here since 2006, and I've just never been to Pahrump.
Gotta check it out.
Yeah. First of all, how do you get there?
You just go off Blue Diamond Road, 160.
Can't be that easy.
That easy?
That's that easy.
I'm sorry. I mean, yeah. Well, I was hoping it was going to be a challenge. Well, it's hidden, and
No.
Yeah, it figures. Yeah. Well, now I have no excuse.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I've got to look you up. That's for sure.
And not only is Brandon out there, but they have awesome fireworks out there, too.
Definitely.
So that's where everybody goes to get the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And I knew it wasn't a Red Devil stand,
Right.
Over there on Rainbow.
Yeah, I know. Those are all smoke bombs and all that.
And snakes.
Yeah, snakes and smoke.
There he is. Yeah, well, and so 6 years. you're now the champ. Who did you defeat to win the belt?
Mike Florio,
Okay.
and he's a top champ. I mean, he was a top contender. He's held belts in multiple different venues, and I mean, my first fight, I saw him fight on the same card as me, and I said I wanted to fight him for a belt, and I got the chance to with Tough Enough, and we duked it out. We went all rounds, and I just happened to come out on top that night.
Have you always fought as a light heavyweight?
I fought at 185 one time, but I will never do that again. I like to eat too much.
Cutting
Yeah.
weight is not fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I'd have to be a heavyweight because there's just no push myself away from the table.
So was that at the UNLV? At,
No, that was over at the cannery.
the cannery. I was at that one. Jeff
Yeah.
hooked us up with some nice tickets. And
Yeah, you. Hey,
Always
listen,
taking care of us.
you're always taking care of us. Thank you. Appreciate that, man.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. So Jeff, obviously, again, we appreciate you coming in because we know what it's like for you and Rona and your staff. The days leading up. I mean, everybody only sees, the event night. They don't see what it takes to, of course, to lead up to that.
Well, thanks for acknowledging that, and I'll be like I was showing Brandon in your guys' green room. I got a little list, and I'm checking it twice, and I'm going to get to everything, I promise. So I'll be at the computer working tonight, and I'll have CNN on the background. I'll be like trying to stay current with events and stuff like that. But this event is the most current thing that I need to be worried about.
so we all have the long days, and obviously Bill and I put on events, so we know what it's like. I mean, not in the same capacity that you do, but you have a bed in the office, I'm assuming?
I actually have a really comfortable couch, and it's awesome. And when I moved into this office, there was an existing, all the furniture was already there, and this couch, it looked kind of comfortable, but I don't know who was on it before, so I took the pillowcases home, threw them in the
Yeah.
wash,
There
and
you go.
got
Good
this
move.
thing. Thank
Good
you.
move.
You've probably heard of it. It's called a throw, a throw for
Yeah.
your couch. So I went on Amazon and I put like couch covers, and so got a really comfortable couch cover. And in the office, it's no surprise. I mean, I'm not ashamed to say it or anything. Like, I'm a huge geek, right? So I'm like, anything electronic, I love it, right? So like, I got computers like crazy, and on this one computer, you could watch CNN, Fox News, Russia Time, whatever news you want to watch, you could watch it online, right? So like, when it comes time that I need a little nappy poo, I'll throw on the CNN, and maybe on this computer I'll have like a whole fireplace, simulated fireplace, and I'll take a quick nap.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but then I wake up and nobody's at the office anymore. I'm like, what time is it?
Yeah, you try and figure out what time it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 a.m, and you're wondering why nobody's there but you.
Yeah, but luckily,
Slackers.
yeah. And I live very close to my. Our offices are right next to the Silverton, and I live right near the Orleans.
Oh, nice.
So it's only
Oh, okay.
10-minute drive, and
It's not bad at all.
yeah.
So you got a new office then?
Yeah, we've got
Okay.
some new offices, and they're awesome. I'm really grateful for the opportunity. We're renting from a really good guy. He owns Vision. What is it called? Vision Entertainment Systems. He makes those huge tents where you see like the tent we're in the at the Casablanca in Mesquite, and the tent at the Silverton in those big World Market Center tents.
Yeah.
He makes those. I'm sorry, it's called Vision Building Systems. And if you're listening, Darcy, thank you very much for the hookup.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's cool
man.
to have partners in a sense, because a lot of people look at it as a sponsorship, but these are partners. You guys are building brands together.
Yeah.
Those are great to have.
They're great to have, yeah. And speaking of partners, if I may please talk about something real quick. I wanted
absolutely.
to mention some news for us anyway at Tough Enough. I'm real excited to tell you guys is we recently have a new partner whose name is Brian Lindsay. And he is he's a casino executive for a very long time here in Las Vegas. He is a very well-respected wrestler, comes from like the collegiate wrestling world, and promotes this huge wrestling tournament on the East Coast. And anyway, long story short, I'm excited to tell you that we've recently done a deal where he's now my partner.
Nice.
And so like you were saying, it's really oftentimes just myself and Rona, and our very small skeleton staff, or whatever you want to call it. But now with Brian's resources, his brain capacity, which is very helpful because, I've got this brain about the size of a pea. So
on.
he's...
Easy now.
Well, I'm going to be honest here. So Brian's been a huge breath of fresh air, so to speak, in that, as you guys know, I lost my brother who started Tough Enough in 2013. Sadly,
Yes, he did.
passed.
Yes, he did.
And so I've been struggling, I guess you could say, to really look beyond the day-to-day operations of Tough Enough, and so Brian's going to help with that, and I'm excited to tell you guys that we've already got a couple big events planned. In fact, our first one outside of Vegas will be in Virginia Beach on April 2nd.
Oh, awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was waiting
Yeah.
for that news.
Yeah.
Well, I told you that, I'm heading down to San Antonio this weekend,
Oh, yeah.
and I will be talking to some guys down there about Tough Enough, and they are MMA guys. So I know that that's a different market down there, but there's plenty of fighters in that area.
Yeah, there sure are. There's lots of great fighters anywhere that anyone's listening to my voice, I know that you'd definitely love a Tough Enough in your area, so please get in touch.
Well,
Yes,
if you've
absolutely.
never been to a Tough Enough event, you have to go. And of course, this one is this Friday, and it's going to be at the Cox Pavilion. And folks are interested in tickets. Are there still tickets available? First
There
of all?
are still tickets. I believe that all the floor seats are sold out, so the seats that are left are the bleachers. But there's not a bad view in the house. They
Not
have
in the Cox
great
Pavilion.
viewing angles when you're up
Yeah.
on a little bit of an incline like that.
Yeah.
And so tickets start at just $25. You can see this badass right here, okay, and a bunch of other bad dudes fighting on Friday. It's like I said, tickets starting at just $25. It's such a value, I think, and going to be a great night of fights.
All right. And what time do the doors open up?
Doors are at 6, first fight's at 7.
So I saw something about an after party too.
Yes, we're very excited about the after party, which is going to be at Hooters Hotel and Casino.
Yep.
And I hope that anybody will please join us over there. There's going to be some awesome drink specials, and anyone that's able to come with if you bring your ticket stub and you sign up to become like a player's card holder,
Right.
you get $10 in free slot play and $10 in match play at any table game. So right there, that's $20. Plus, I think you get a free Miller Lite or something.
Yep.
So equals, I'm sure, the cost of our ticket price or
Yeah,
more.
just covered it right there.
Yeah,
And it's an after party.
it's an
And it's
after party.
on the way home for most people. I mean, it's literally a mile away from the Cox Pavilion.
I don't think there's a closer.
Besides MGM, but that's a hassle getting in and out.
No,
of.
wait, MGM is a little tiny bit further, I think.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Point one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks for bringing it up, Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about the after party, and Hooters has been so good to us. I'd like to say thanks to Mr. Michael Storm over there.
Well,
for
they've
taking care of us.
historically been good to the Vegas Lions football team as
Absolutely.
well. Yeah.
We work with Penny Alexander over there.
Great.
She's been really helped us a lot, and we've done a lot of business with them over the course of the years. So
Awesome.
done league meetings and everything over there. They've really hooked us up.
This really is a small town when
Yeah.
it comes to relationships.
Yep.
And it's amazing the people that we run into who kind of know somebody who knows somebody, and and
Like today.
Yeah, like today.
Yeah, we walk in and Brian's sitting there, and Jeff's like, "Hey,
I
what's
know,
going
yeah,
on?"
what's going on?
I know you.
It's
good
amazing,
stuff.
and of course, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our final break, and then when we come back, we're going to still talk with Jeff and Brandon. Yeah, I got it right that time. And then we're also going to take care of Jeff's picks for the upcoming weekend of NFL play. You're listening to Southern Nevada Sports Show on VegasAllNetRadio.com. Welcome to the Pride.